Welcome back to Off the Bench. My name is Jackson. We are back for episode 4 of our Oakland Raiders franchise. In the last episode, we had a killer start to the season that I really couldn't have predicted, honestly. Went a hell of a lot better than I expected. Michael Bush has turned out to be a stud for us, among other players. This week, we're going to get to see Luke Kuechly make his debut. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to check on these contracts, see who we can and want to bring back. Hayward Bay having zero interest kind of sucks. I'd be willing to pay him this. It looks like scheme fits his only thing kind of drawing him back. So maybe I think we'll let this one play out kind of closer to the trade deadline and see what we want to do with him. But ideally we keep him and his price tag doesn't go up more than that. So we'll have to see on that. So we'll wait. Shaughnessy, he's pretty cheap. I mean, he's got high interest. I kind of because I feel like I'm more likely. This is kind of tough here. kind of having a hard time. We'll probably come back to that one then. We'll look at some other guys. Let's see, King Dunlap, just depth. William Gay, maybe later. Definitely not a 3-year deal though, so that's a no. Pierre Thomas, any of these guys worth bringing right now? I don't really think so. Michael Mitchell, nah, none of these guys. For some reason I thought we signed Osi Minoria to a 2-year deal, but I guess we didn't. So that's good. So we can let him walk when we need to. I will extend Marcel Reese. He's a very solid fullback. I'm gonna sign him to a 3-year deal. 3-year, $12 million. I really can't ask for more than that. That's a fantastic contract. But I think the only other two I'm thinking about here are Shaughnessy and Hayward Bay. So we'll kind of see how those play out. Shaughnessy's pretty cheap. The other thing I want to apologize for is sorry that there's no face cam in the last episode. Yeah, I always do test runs. Obviously, I'm not that much of an amateur. I do test recordings, right? Checked it out. My face cam was on there. I record. I go to edit. I sit down to edit, and I'm like, shit, there's no face cam. So we're back. I don't know why it didn't save last time, but here we are. So it was on my OBS the whole time. I don't know why it didn't record it, but whatever. We're here now, and now it's here. I'm excited about it. We're back, And by the way, 4 episodes. This is further than I've gotten in most series on any channel I've ever had. I am known for starting franchises, not even just franchises, but just series in general, and quitting them really early, just giving up. So I'm glad that we're already this far in. I'm really excited to take this one kind of the distance. So I think today's episode, we're going to kind of fast forward a little bit. We're going to keep the highlights to a minimum. We're going to get through these seasons pretty quickly because I want it to kind of speed up and remain interesting. I don't want us to kind of drag week by week. So we're not going to play every game this year. Probably not going to play every game any of the years. But we are going to play this week because of Luke Kuechly, and we've been hyping that up. I really want to see him make his debut, obviously. So we're going to do our regional focus scouting and hop into this game. So I'll set that all up, and I'll see you guys there. All right, here we are at home against the Denver Broncos in a divisional matchup. Kind of wishing we had the old Broncos unis here. I probably should have changed that, but it's okay. And ignore Las Vegas here. We're definitely not in Las Vegas. But I do know that this game is the debut of Luke Kuechly. I am so hyped to be able to use him. One of my absolute favorite players of all time. I would say probably my top 5. I don't have like a definitive top 10 players list, but if I did, Luke Kuechly would be in the top 5. So we're gonna hop in here. It looks like they're on offense, so we are gonna use our Luke Kuechly for the first time. There he is, number 59. Let's see what Tebow does here. We're gonna blitz his Kuechly, and they got it out. Man, able to get the first down there. That's too bad. Eric Decker, what a guy. So something I noticed while I was editing the last episode was that I say, let's see what we can do here about 100 million times. So we're going to try and avoid saying that as much as possible in this. And we're also going to avoid allowing touchdowns on meaningless dump-off plays. Oh my God. That was unbelievable. Michael Humanawanui. Promise I know how to pronounce his name. Yeah, I was explaining my pet peeve with the last episode, and then I've created a new one allowing useless Fucking touchdown plays. Ah. All right, they got us in on offense here. Carson Palmer is going to lead us to the promised land. Just watch. Oh, Denarius Moore's open. We're going to lob it. Caught. Touchdown! Let's go. Denarius Moore wide open on the sideline. Just dumps it over the top, does Tebow. What a freaking play for the touchdown. All right, defense held up enough for us to get the ball back. 3rd and 6 now. See what we can do. Scramble out. Oh, we're so lucky that didn't get picked. Woo. I don't know who 55 is, but he's got a captain patch, so I'm a little scared. We will settle for a field goal off the leg of Seabass. Let's go here. That might not be good. That might not be good. Okay, doinks in. Thank God. That was... The new kicking's tough, man. It's a worthy change because kicking was really, really easy. The distance is tough, and the minigame itself is tough to try and even get him. So it's valid. It's a valid change. I know that I think it started with College Football 25 last year. It made it hard to kick, and then the Madden that came out right after that was also difficult. So it's valid. I respect the change. All right, 3rd and 4. Here we are, hopping in on defense. We're going to use the D-line here. Richard Seymour breaks through, dumps it off, wide open. So remember what I said about plays that shouldn't have been touchdowns that we allowed. This is becoming a problem. R.I.P. Demaryius Thomas, by the way. Unbelievable. All right, it's still a one-score game. Still one-score game. We're in the red zone here. It's 1st and 10. We're going to run the bootleg. Get it out to Shockey. Ah, off the hands. It's too bad. Strapped us up. He has every right to brag. I think a run play is valid. I think the game is not with Marcel Reese though. He's a little too slow, but we're gonna go for it anyways. Handoff is there, and he's down on first contact. See, we need a power back desperately. Marcel Reese should not be a genuine option there. I'm starting to grow concerned that maybe Michael Bush is injured because Reese is playing a little too much. Oh, that was rough. That was really rough. Elvis Doomerville, absolute legend. Yeah, that just can't happen. We'll make it a 1-point game, but this is tough. Tough to look at, for sure. Still a one-score game, technically, with an extra point. We got to get this first down, though. I'll tell you that much. That is something we have to do. Hey, Bay, wide open. Down to the 5. What a catch. What a throw. Palmer with no picks so far. That's fantastic. Let's see. There's Michael Bush. There's our guy. There's our king. Let's hand it off to him. And he goes down in the backfield. Ouch! That is a rough average after 200-yard games. See if he can recover in the 4th quarter or something, because this is not nice to look at. Okay, Bush to the outside. Touchdown! Let's go. Michael Bush is back. We're so back, baby. We're going to go for 2 as well. Nah. We are not simming past this. We are going to go for 2. You already know who we're handing it off to. They're stacking the box. I don't like that. Here we go. Pass play. Oh! What a dot from Carson Palmer! That was unbelievable. The ball came out, and I was like, there's literally no shot that he gets that. That defender's picking it off. What a dime! Both feet in bounds, kind of. They glitched through the ground, but whatever. That was absolutely gorgeous by Carson Palmer. What a catch, too. My goodness. All right, looks like they're going to punt here, and we have to try and get a good return. We got Ford in the backfield. Looks like he'll receive it. No, he will not. That's a really good punt. Let's see what we can do here. That's my one for today. I said it. I can't say it again. I basically spent the editing process for the last episode irritated that the face cam didn't work, and also figuring out what I don't want to say, what I want to try and avoid for future episodes. So it's kind of good. Because I'm just not used to commentating over gameplay, right? That's just not in my nature yet. I've tried series in the past where I've done that. It's been years. I haven't made a franchise series since COVID, so it's been a minute. This is the first time I've been able to do it with actual production value and good equipment, so here we are. But I basically, I was spending the whole time editing, and I'm like, why did I say that? I need to start talking, more or less in certain parts. It's So hopefully you guys will like this a little more, and the production and the quality of my commentary is kind of going up from here. All right, 3rd and 2. Let's try a little play action here. Here we go. Reese is open. Oh, but so is the tight end, and it's broken up. All right. Well, I don't think this is kicking distance. 55. Okay. Madden, please be on our side. We have Sebastian Janikowski, one of the best long-range kickers of all time. There's no error. There's no weather factor. It's good, baby. Let's go. Janikowski with a 55-yarder. In real life, that was no problem for him. That was well within his range, but the Madden kick meter, like I was saying earlier, is a little bit rough to deal with. So happy that's there. We have the lead. Let's see what we can do inside of 3 minutes. All right, it knows how critical of a moment it is. It's got us in right away. I'm going to use Luke Kuechly on this blitz here and see what we can do. 88's going to be wide open. I'm not a big fan of that. That's not who they go to, though. Get the leverage. Okay, 6 yards. We'll take it. They have an injury on the O-line, though. Uh-oh. That's no good for them. Bentley's holding his shoulder or his pec or something like that. So they do have an injury there. It's worth noting. We're going to go ahead and keep it simple here with the coverage. Wembley dives for it. Tebow escapes. Ball's out. Raiders got it. A forced fumble. Let's get it. What a play by the Raiders defense. We did that shit. Unbelievable. Clutch performance. If we can score here, that could just about be the game. We're going to go shoot clock here, and we're going to try and run this thing out. That was gorgeous. First turnover of the game by either team, and it was a strip sack. Michael Bush can't get much. In an effort to save his average and not get him injured, we're going to sub Michael Bush out. I'm gonna throw Robert Turbin in there. Shout out Robert Turbin. Just get him some snaps, Marcel Reese will get a couple carries too. Whatever. Reese goes forward. That's a gain of 4. It's 3rd down. Takes us to the 2-minute warning. All right, here we are. Got 4, technically 5 route options here. Let's see if we can get this first down. And we get sacked for a loss of 12. Elvis Dumerville, as mentioned before. 60-yard field goal attempt. Let's go for it, man. We got Seabass. Oh, this is going to be close. This is going to be real close. No good. All right, we're going to have to lock in on defense here. Hopefully get another turnover. So we're in not much better of a spot than we were before that turnover. So, yeah, we definitely have to lock in here. I'm going to send Kuechly. Intercepted! Chekwa over the middle! Unbelievable play. I wanted a turnover. We got another turnover. Chimdi Chekwa, what a pick. Just overthrew the receiver, and he was right there for it. Now we can run the clock out and not turn it over. And here we are, walking onto the field as the winners in this home game here. We win Luke Kuechly's debut. Some incredible plays by the defense. Not even necessarily him, which is funny. He didn't have the biggest impression on this game, but the rest of the defense absolutely did. This is a hell of a game. We're going to look at these stats here, and then I'll probably meet you guys at the mid-season mark and see how the simulation takes us out of this 3-0 start to the season. I kind of have a feeling the simulation is not going to like the rest of our season. But this has been unbelievable using these guys. They've been playing much better than their overalls would suggest. Carson Palmer's not that horrible. So we just got to hope that he sims pretty well. So we'll have to see how that turns out. But for the time being, let's take a look at these performances today. Carson Palmer, 252 yards and 1 touchdown, no picks. We'll take that, 69% completion. Michael Bush, 64 yards, 3.5 yards per carry with a touchdown. It's going to happen eventually, We're going to have to see how the sim likes him. Probably not as well as some of our games, but we'll have to see. For receiving, Scott Chandler and Hayward Bay both had 77, and then 72 and a touchdown for Denarius Moore, including that one over the top. That was for 41. Our blocking here, no sacks allowed by the O-line, but 3 pancake blocks. That's a great thing to see. On defense, Andre Branch and Richard Seymour had tackles for loss. Seymour had a sack and a half as well. Andre Branch with half. And a pick by Chimdi Chekwa. No pass deflections, but we did have a forced fumble from Andre Branch as well. He is looking like the edge of the future. I think him and Matt Shaughnessy will be a good duo in the future, so I think I'm going to try and lock up Matt Shaughnessy long term. So we'll have to see how that goes. All right, so here we are at the midseason mark, and it ain't pretty. We're 4-3. I kind of was expecting worse. I was expecting to lose out, honestly. 3-4 was what I expected. So it could be worse, you know. Things are going okay. Michael Bush is second in the league in rushing yards, which is kind of cool. Carson Palmer sucks. He's averaged, I guess 4 picks since the last time we played isn't that bad, but it looks like he hasn't thrown any touchdowns either. Wait a minute. He hasn't thrown any touchdowns? Are we serious here? Like what? No, not those. I don't care about those. I care about the stats. There is no actual way that he has not thrown. I'm just going to look on the roster. There is no way he hasn't thrown a touchdown in that many games. There is actually no way. I refuse to believe. Well, 0-2, 0-0, 0-1, 0-1. He is awful in sim. He has not thrown a touchdown since we usered him. That is horrendous. Wow, I can't even joke. Like, there's no jokes to be made. That's just completely pathetic. Rushing, Michael Bush is at least doing 4 yards a carry. I'll take it. 8 touchdowns. Scott Chandler is somehow the leading receiver again. I don't understand this. I mean, I guess it's using the playbook that utilizes Brock Bowers in real life, but I don't even know. Richard Seymour's doing good. Okay. I'm going to flash forward to the playoffs and see how this season ends, because this is just pathetic. I don't even know what to say. Chat, we went 8-9. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. We're going to look at these stats here. Brett Kiesel led the league in sacks. What the hell? Shout out Brett Kiesel, man. Steelers legend, unironically. 13-12. Carson Palmer might need to go. This is the worst quarterback class I think I've ever seen, though, so maybe not. We'll see what the free agents are like. Adam Weber, 1-3. This is bad. This is really bad. Michael Bush, 1,000 yards, 14 tutties. Under 4 yards a carry. Kind of sucks, but imagine if he had 4 yards per carry, then he'd have way more. This is a good-ass season for Michael Bush. We're gonna keep him there. Scott Chandler had 900 yards. I gotta change these playbooks because this is ridiculous. Who is Scott Chandler and why is he getting 900 yards in simulation, man? This is ridiculous. Jared Veld here allowed a sack in every game. This is, wow. All right, well, defensive guys. Richard Seymour killed it. 18 tackles for loss, 13 sacks. 13 tackles for loss and 10.5 for Kamarion Wimbley. It's pretty good. Rolando McClain had 11 TFLs. Osi Minoria had 11 TFLs. This is not a bad spot to be in. Shout out Andre Branch. That could be Defensive Rookie of the Year caliber, potentially. Checkwood, 3. We had 3 forced fumbles on the year. It's not too bad, right? So, see how this goes. Yeah, this is a bad season. This is a really bad season. We're going to upgrade these guys, see what happens. And, yeah, I don't really have high expectations for this team going into next year either. We're going to upgrade Josh Gordon. Hopefully he can contribute a little next year. We'll have to see about that. I don't know how confident I am in that, but maybe we'll see. Let's see here. Cason Keenum. I'm thinking Cason Wallace. I've been thinking about basketball because I'm about to make a basketball post. So I was thinking about Cason Wallace for the Thunder. Case Keenum, 4 upgrades. Luke Kuechly's got 3. Shout out Luke Kuechly. Love the face scan. He's got X Factor. That's fantastic. I am loving that. I'm all over that. I'm going to switch his X Factor ability. We're going to make it probably reinforcement. He's our building block. He's our number 1 building block by far. And I'm very happy about it. Damon Harrison will get up to a 70. Yeah, I'm going to keep some of these guys, but a lot of them are going to go. You know, I don't have a problem with that either. We're going to make some trades this offseason. We're going to kind of wheel and deal a little bit. So I'm going to get to the awards and see if we got anything. My guess is we probably don't. Actually, real quick before we do that, let's check mock draft 3. See who we're projected to take in the first round and where we're picking. We're picking 14th. And they want us to take Tyler Eifert, Bengals legend. I don't really want to do that. Tight end's not going to be my first pick. There's some good players here. Lane Johnson, Cordero Patterson. We'll see. This is overall a really bad class, so we'll see if we can even get half the needs we have in this draft. But I'm gonna try and shoot for a big free agency. That's why I'm willing to trade some of these guys. So we'll see. Deion Jordan, like this is an unreal top 5. Tavon Austin's a college legend. Do not get me wrong at all, but this top 5 is absolutely ridiculous. Not one of these guys worked out in the NFL. Tavon Austin at least had a long career. Desmond Trufant, I mean, it's not till the 12th pick that we have anyone who turned out to be a really good NFL player, in my opinion. Eric Fisher stuck around, won a Super Bowl, kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't even know, man. 2013 draft class was something else, so we're going to see what we can get out of this. I'm not really expecting much, to be honest. Chat, like... I'm going to take a second for a little sidebar here. This is natural light here. I just realized I'm over an hour into recording that I never turned my lighting ring on. I swear to God, by like episode 12 or 15, I'll finally be decent at this shit. But for now, there's something wrong with every goddamn episode. I don't understand. I can't do it. I can't do anything right. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But anyways, here we are. Our progressions are here. Michael Bush has Superstar now. That's pretty fire. We only had 2 awards. Richard Seymour was one of them, who now has X Factor, by the way. Shout out Richard Seymour. And the other one, are you taking any guesses? Are you taking any guesses as to who the other one was? Jared Veldheer, even though he allowed a sack in every single game. I don't know how or why, but here we are. Scott Chandler, I don't think had star before that, but I could be wrong. So he's got that now. Branch has star. Yeah, I don't particularly know what to do with a lot of these guys, frankly. There's going to be some tough decisions made. But right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and retain Matt Shaughnessy. I think he's got decent potential, and he's the only one of these free agents that I really care about retaining for the most part. Hayward Bay, I'm going to let hit the market. We're going to try and negotiate with him. Shaughnessy doesn't want to play for us anymore. And he's asking a lot. Okay, maybe we let him walk. How much is Osi Minoria wanting? Because he wants $10 million. I just can't do that. I cannot do that. We're going to sim 1 week and see how that goes. I don't know. And also see who wins the Super Bowl, because it's Saints and Steelers, which were like my 2 favorite teams growing up. Steelers became my favorite team, like, in general. So, didn't, keep going the 2 teams route. Don't do that, by the way. Don't be that guy. Steelers win! That's ring number 7. Yeah, we had 6 at this point. 7. Let's go. Brian Urlacher retires. Let's see if we have any retirements. Let's see how that goes. Steve Hutchinson. Man. Did we have any? I just missed it. We did not have any retirements, so that's fine. We got... Who else retired? Reggie Wayne, Champ Bailey, Brian Urlacher, Randy Moss, Fred Jackson. Some of these guys were not playing at this point in time, but they were still just in here somehow. And then a lot of pictureless players. Antoine Randall, shout out. Just remember today that he's the Bears wide receivers coach now. Shout out Antoine Randall, Super Bowl legend. Edgerrin James, who for some reason has a game picture as this thing. Apparently there's no roster pictures of Edgerrin James available on the internet. But, anyways, we're going to see what this regression is like. We're going to re-sign these guys. See if the number values are going to change for the projected contracts. William Gay. William Gay is still fairly cheap. I'm going to bring him back on a $6 million deal. I feel like that's fair. Decent enough player. He's at 28. I don't really care for any of these guys. Osi Minoria needs to grow up a little. He still wants $8.5 million at age 32 and a 73 overall. I'm good off that. So we're gonna let the rest of these guys walk, including Shaughnessy. We're just gonna kind of let it rock there. And we're gonna head into this free agency and try and lock the hell in. All right, so here's a look at the team now after some of our free agents hit the market. It's not very pretty. We're gonna make some trades here and see what we can do, because we need to fill in a lot of gaps. I just don't know that this is where we want to be. Damon Harrison has superstar, by the way. That's something I did not know. So that's kind of fire. Yeah, this is not a great spot. We're gonna make some trades here. Marion Wembley, how much are you getting paid? That's what I want to know. He's tradable. I don't particularly want to trade him. I think the first thing I'm going to do is trade Lamar Houston. He's got good value, you know, but Damon Harrison's got superstar, and I just think his ceiling's higher. So we're going to make some trades. John Hughes. Nah, probably not. I would take Dwayne Allen. I would like a pick with him if possible. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, because if he's available, I'm in. Can I get him in a 4th? I'll take it. 23-year-old tight end with star and a 4th-round pick. I will absolutely take that. So now we have a developmental tight end behind Scott Chandler. We'll put him there. That's a good spot to be in. Now, we have an extra O-lineman, Barksdale. I'm going to try and trade him. It looks like he'd be a 76 overall center. But he's got really good value. He's 24. I'm willing to bet we can get a pretty good return for him. So let's see what we got here. There's a center and a 4th-round pick. Not entirely against that. Peyton Hillis, Madden cover athlete, shout out. We got Lamar Miller. That's not a bad idea. I don't hate that so much. I just don't. There's not a ton of value here. So I'm going to Ike Taylor, Jamal Anderson. I don't love these, but I'll take Lamar Miller. Honestly, that's a no, I messed that up. No, I messed it up. I told you guys I can't effectively run a YouTube video. This isn't for me. I can't do this anymore. Lamar Miller, we're gonna take that. Barksdale's out of there. Probably could have gotten more if I had searched around, but I've told you guys I'm not good at exploiting the trade logic in Madden, so we're good here. Lamar Miller, Robert Turbin. That's a decent running back room. I would take that. We need some depth receivers. Probably a good... Who is Ford? Jacoby Ford. I'm forgetting that he was even on the team at all, so that's kind of tells you where I'm at on him. So we need a center. We need depth receiving. Probably need another quarterback. We do have 3 guys with star. I'm expecting Case Keenum to be our number 2 this year. We'll see who's on the market. But yeah, that's where we're at now. I don't mind this, honestly. I really don't. Karan, what? How much do you weigh? He is way too small to be playing 4-3 defensive end. Way too small. He's too big to be a safety. He's a off-ball linebacker. That's what his size translates to. Check what... the corner room I might leave untouched. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see how that goes. Kuechly, McLean, and Wembley, though. This is a good group. I'm kind of tempted. I think I'm just going to play Wembley at right end, honestly. Maybe we rock with him and Branch as our ends and try and get another linebacker. It's not a bad move. I feel like I kind of like the look of this defense better with them like that. Karan's there. We'll try and get a starter. Harrison we're gonna keep there because he has the potential to be really good alongside Richard Seymour. Seymour's an 81 because he's 33 now. He's gonna start regressing. Let's see. Yeah, he regressed a bit, but he also increased the X factor, so it's gonna kind of stretch out his prime just a little bit more. It's kind of, I don't know. We're gonna check out this free agent class. I'm not expecting a lot. We have to kind of be prepared for disappointment here, but there's a chance that we get to fill in some voids here. Andy Lee is a 97 overall at punter. What in the hell is going on here? I wouldn't have predicted that. We got Mark Sanchez and Joe Flacco. Oh, Joe Flacco's in free agency in 2013. That's prime Joe Flacco. Oh. Do we have the money for that? We do have the money for that. Chat, do we sign Joe Flacco? It's at least another year or 2 until we get a decent quarterback class. I think we take a shot on Joe Flacco. It said 9 teams were interested. Oh, we have the best offer. We might get Joe Flacco. Oh, no way. No freaking way. I am totally down to trade Carson Palmer if we get Joe Flacco. Unbelievable. I'd be so stoked for that. Is there any receivers here that are worth taking? I don't entirely think so. Brian Hartline. Julian Edelman's not a bad option. He's very much a Raider as well. I'd pay him 18 mil for 2 years. That's not a bad contract. Not great interest there, but, you know, whatever. Is there anyone here that could switch to center that wouldn't cost so much? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Just because centers cost too much. Maybe I play Eric Olsen at center. Maybe that's what I do. We'll pick him up. At the very least, he's a good developmental guard. You know? I'm fine with that. And then ends we're good for now. D-tackle we're good. I might sign like a low tier backup, like a 69 overall or so. He wants 5.6 mil. There's no shot. Linebackers. Jovan Belcher. Lofa Tatupu's there. Maybe I'll pick him up. Cameron Wake, it's an incredible player. Jonathan Casillas. I'm going to try and pick up Lofa Tatupu. He is one of my favorite players of all time. He's very underrated. I remember finding out who he was because I saw his jersey at a flea market. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? He had the 2000 Seahawks jersey, obviously. Started looking into him, and I'm like, this guy is a dog. He was such a dog. He's so underrated at the time. Nobody's really memorable on that team except for, like, Matt Hasselbeck and Sean Alexander, of course. But, I mean, he was gone by the time Tatupu finished up his career. So, anyways, underrated guy. Be fun to have him on the Raiders. He is a very Raiders player as well, honestly. Have Malcolm Jenkins here. I'm forgetting who our strong safety is. It's Matt Giordano. I feel like Malcolm Jenkins would be a really good pickup here. He's only 25 years old. He has lots of room for growth. I'm going to give him a 3-year, $18 million deal. It's got high interest. We can see how that goes. And then for kickers, we still have Leckler and Janikowski. They are going to retire soon, but 35 and 37 isn't the worst thing in the world for those positions. I think I want to pick up one more depth receiver. Josh Cribbs, what a legend. What an absolute legend. I'm not crazy about any of these options. But R.I.P. Jacoby Jones, by the way. That one's really sad. I will pick up Nate Burleson. Not for 6 mil, I'll tell you that much. 5 mil, maybe. And I think that's all I'm going to do. Maybe a depth tackle. Is there anyone with any interest here? Yeah, I don't really care about any of these. We're going to check out our offers here. Flacco, Olsen, Tatupu, Edelman, Jenkins, Burleson. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good group. We're gonna simulate here and see if we get Joe Flacco. I think we lost out on Joe Flacco even though we had the higher offer than anyone else. That is a damn crime. Are we serious? Where the hell did he sign? The Rams? The Jeff Fisher Rams in 2013. The St. Louis, we drafted Greg Robinson over Aaron Donald Rams. Get Joe Flacco, but we don't. Oh, you are my mortal enemy now, Mr. Flacco. I respected him, even though he was a Raven, and I'm a Steelers fan. Oh, you are my mortal enemy now. That's why your face gain sucks too, man. Oh, that's so frustrating. All right, well, we're going to have to make it work with Carson Palmer now. Oh, that sucks so much. Oh, that's killing me. Like, we got some of these other guys we wanted, but damn, dude, that was like the biggest one I wanted. Good Lord, that was... I want to bring in someone for competition, but like Mark Sanchez, I can do better than that. He wants like $35 million a year too. I'm gonna offer him a 2-year deal, I guess. Up the money. Ugh, this is a nasty contract. I really don't like that. Is there like any chance I get him? Maybe. Okay, we're gonna see if we can get Mark Sanchez. I kind of doubt it. No Mark Sanchez. We got Lofa Tatupu though. Yeah, this is a. Remember when I said our expectations kind of have to be low? This is unbelievably low. To the point where I think I'm gonna wait until the next episode to do the next draft because this is, wow. I am suffering here. Why does Edelman have two different skin tones? I don't know. You guys can't see his face, but he's got two different skin tones. We're gonna change his number. I don't know. Number 11's not available. Is there any number that he wore another time that could be potentially used? I don't know what he wore in college. Forgive me for not knowing that, but looks like he wore number 11. He wore number 1. I'm going to give him 18. That's a decent enough number, right? I don't really care for the most part. He's probably not going to be Julian Edelman with us, like real life Julian Edelman. Yeah, this was a pretty disastrous free agency. We might not even get Nate Burleson. This is unbelievable. Yeah, I don't even know what to say here. We're going to have to probably rock with Carson Palmer, which, I mean, I guess there's worse options, but he did not play well. I am gutted that we didn't get Joe Flacco. We're going to have to just rock with Mr. Palmer here. Well, hope you guys have enjoyed my pain and suffering in this episode. Hopefully next episode, the draft will go really well, and we'll be able to get somebody good, right? We'll be able to build around Carson Palmer a little bit, make it so next year's a little better, and we can maybe make playoffs, but for the time being, we went 8-9. Carson Palmer didn't play well. We missed out on the biggest free agent. What can you do? This is life as the Oakland Raiders.